Jai Jirendra, Namaste and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve the 55th question of the problem solving series and the third question of heap data structure. The difficulty level for this question is medium and this question has been asked in Adobe, Amazon, Oracle, PayPal and multiple companies. So let's discuss. Top K frequent elements. So we are given an array of integer numbers and we need to return the top K frequent elements that are present in that array. Okay, so let's look at the example and the question will be clear. So this is the array that we are given 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 and we need to return the top 2 frequent elements. Okay, and that has to be returned in the array vector of int, so array form. Okay, so the number of times 1 has occurred is 3, the number of times 2 has occurred is 2, the number of times 3 has occurred is once, right? So which is the most frequent element in this array? 1, right? And which is the second most frequent element in the array? 2, right? Since it is twice, 1 is thrice and 3 is once. So 1 and 2 are the two most frequent elements that are present in the array. So that is the problem we need to solve. So how do we solve this, right? So we know we used heap to find the maximum number, the largest element in the array when it was that time we used max heap, right? When we need to sort it in ascending order in the previous question, we need to merge the k sorted list, then we use mean heap. But here we don't need to find the max number. The maximum number is 3 here, but we need to find the number that has occurred most number of times. So how do we get that? So we have used hashing before, right? Map in C++ to get the number of times an element has occurred. So if we add these elements into a map, then we will get the count of all the elements that are present in the array, right? Now this map, if instead of, so priority queue is what? A queue which has a priority. In the priority we provided the priority that whatever is the maximum value that became the priority, then it became a max heap. When the priority was what is the minimum value, then that became the priority. But if we change the priority to the thing that is inside the map, which is the most frequent number of times it has occurred. So if we make that as priority and then we solve this, so we will get the top k frequent elements in the priority queue. If all the elements should be in that order, how many times it has occurred, and then we will return up to k because we need top k frequent elements, and then we will push it into a vector. So in this way we will solve this problem. Okay, so let's code it and you will understand. I've already told you the intuition, so let's code this. So what do? We create a map first, say unordered map, right? Int, comma int, MP say, okay, and then we add all the elements of the array to the map, simply MP num_size, and then we increase its frequency whenever it comes that element, okay, in the map data structure. So now we have this. Now we need to have, so we have the elements of the array and we also need to have the frequency. We need the frequency of the array associated with it also inside our priority queue. Then only we can make that change, right? So how we will do this? So we will take a mean heap, okay? We will take a max heap, sorry, because we want the maximum value, right? So we will take a max heap, maximum number of occurrence, priority queue. We need a pair, 2 elements, right? One is the number and the other is the count of that number, right? Pair of int and then vector of pair of this. This is the data type, and then when we needed max heap, we used greater int, right? But that automatically solved our problem because that was the library. Now we will write a compare operator which will help us to get This compare operator will help us to get the number from the map which is giving us the most number of frequency, right? So compare, let's write it over here, so we'll get more space. We have int comma compare and then pq, and then what do? We pass the values of the map here itself. So this is the syntax. If you are friendly with C++, you will understand it. The same will happen for Java, Python, any other language, whatever is the syntax. That can be done accordingly, but the logic, the solution is the same, that we have inserted all the elements of the map inside this priority queue, and we need to code this compare operator function which helps us to insert elements in the priority queue in the order in which the priority queue contains the first element having the maximum number of occurrence inside the map. Okay, so now this compare function can be coded. We can see in the code walkthrough section, or I have given you the hint, right? So priority queue would have the first and the second, right? PQ dot first, PQ dot second. So if the PQ dot second is lesser than the PQ 1 dot second is lesser than the PQ dot second, we return PQ dot second. In that way, you would have already solved these questions using compare other operator, right? So in the way, whatever we want, we code this compare function so that we get our value in the priority queue. So priority queue will contain the values in this order, right? 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, because 1 has occurred most number of times, then 2 has occurred, and then 3 has occurred. So it will be like this, and then what do? So we will take another answer vector of int result, and then for int I equal to 0, so we will have int of n is equal to pq dot size, and then, or we don't need pq dot size, we just need up to k. So for int I equal to 0 to k or k minus 1, I less than k, or int I equal to 0, I less than k, I plus plus. What do? We insert result dot pushback pq dot first dot top. So pq dot top, which will be a pair, and we want only the first element, that is the element, not its frequency. Dot first, and then we will pop this pair pq dot pop. In this way we will have the k frequent elements, and then we will return result. Yes, I hope the explanation is clear. The logic and everything is clear, and the link to the question has been given in the description. Please try it yourself, then come to my code walkthrough section. Here is the code walkthrough of the 55th question, top k frequent elements, and the third question of heap. So you can see the example, the 1 and 2 has occurred most number of times. So the top 2 frequent elements are 1 and 2. You can see the companies that have asked these questions, plenty of companies. And yeah, let's look at the code which we have already discussed. So we have this map and answer vector, and we have this priority queue. We insert all the elements into the map. We have the frequency of the elements in the map now, and then we have this compare function which we will see, which we have not coded, and we'll see discuss now here. And we insert the map to the priority queue, and the priority queue's priority is the frequency. So what happened in this compare function? You can see this compare structure compare bool operator. This is the syntax here in C++. We have this pair which we have taken, and then this vector of pair, and we compare the p1 dot second. If it is less than p2 dot second, then we return it, and if the frequencies are equal, then we return the element that has come the first for the first element that has come into the map. we return that and we maintain that order, and then we take the k frequent elements, the elements in the top k elements in the priority queue, and then we return it. And yeah, this is the solution, and I'll submit this. So this has been accepted. So I hope the explanation is clear, the code walkthrough is clear, and please try to practice these questions, and these are very important questions. You can see they are asked in so many companies, they are repeated or they are asked in a similar way. And yeah, so see you also in the next video where I'll be explaining the 56th question of the problem solving series and the last question of heap data structure. Jai Jai Hind.